Hello and welcome everyone to Deconstructing the Construct episode 18. Today is September 5 for me. And welcome to the I almost said post-apocalyptic, post-ecliptic space. Because as far as I'm concerned, we are definitely in a different space since the eclipse. I mean, no 2 days have been the same for a while now, but the extremes of that since the eclipse have been so marked. And extreme highs and lows to some extent. Lots of mental, emotional, and energetic purging going on, clearing. And in some cases, it's getting very, very physical and very, very real. There's an element of surrealness now to the environment. It's just like that just went up a notch. The problem is every day is Tuesday, exactly. And I'll give you some examples. Oh, and one moment. Do you have a photograph of just me that we could potentially show from yesterday? Okay. So you guys all getting a bad connection. I haven't had a message yet that it's at my end. Okay, interesting. A bit of hit and miss, on and off, but not too bad. Booted out 3 times. Fine for some, perfect for others.
It's just a little low res. You might be a little too far from your router.
I'm in my usual spot. And the router's just 3 feet through that wall. That's interesting. But indicative of, the technology that's losing its shit these days, especially around here. Couple of examples would be, and unless Harry or Tula are on the call, I won't be able to actually show you a photograph, but I'm interested to hear from anybody else in the UK if anybody else in the UK who also happens to be up in the wee hours, like 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, if you've noticed anything in the night skies. A friend of ours, Harry, took photographs at 2:30 in the morning, and half the sky was almost normal. Instead of a black night sky, it was a deep blue, and the other half was clearly red. It even showed up in photographs. It must be the complementary camera or lighting or something. Yesterday afternoon, the household here went down to one of the local beaches in the late afternoon, and we were there for sunset. And we were just mucking around with the camera taking photographs, and we've seen the freakiest shit. I don't know how to explain it. We're still pulling all the slides together, all the shots together, so we'll have it in time for members' call tomorrow to show you. But there is energy coming up out of each one of us on probably half the photos. There's orbs everywhere. There's strange, swirly very bright lights. And we were in a beautiful spot at sunset. Everybody was happy. Everybody was feeling good. There was a lot of joy and a lot of laughter. You know, puppies were having a ball. And I don't know what the hell we captured. And it wasn't a camera anomaly, because the next photo would be crystal clear, absolutely nothing there. And taken from a camera, not a phone. And there has been that feeling, like, okay, here in Australia, we have the Milky Way pretty much goes over our heads, and you can see it every night. Haven't seen it for 3 nights that I've noticed. Couldn't find it. And it's not like there's cloud cover, because there's other stars in the sky, and I'm not recognizing the night sky at all. Everything takes on at times, very flat, 2D, surreal kind of feel to it. The sort of things that were happening in spits and spurts and fits and farts leading up to this time, but now it's pretty consistent. So I'm keen to ask if anyone has been seeing the same kind of anomalies. Do you feel, and yesterday in particular, there's been, over the last 3 or 4 days, there's been shifts that are very, very pronounced. It's like a thud or a click. It's just like we're in one space 1 minute and we're in a completely different one the next. It's a bit of a roller coaster. Yeah, we've had our moon the other night looked like a soft-boiled squashed egg. It was crazy. Anyone want to put their hand up? Because I know you guys have got stuff to share. But a lot of the photographs we took last night looked very similar to that one I showed you the other week of Junior in 2 places at once. That kind of anomaly. Okay, hi Earl. You're unmuted.
Hi. I'm not in the UK, but I did have an anomaly. This morning, I took my pill at 6 a.m. I took my computer time a little bit before, and it said 5:57. So I waited till 6. The clock went off in the front room, one of those bung, 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 kind of real small clocks. So a little while later, maybe like half hour, I'm in the washroom, and hold on. Oh, you know what? Forget. I ain't getting into it. So I was in the washroom, and I hear the clock go off again. It's like a half hour later. I'm like, wait a minute, it can't be 7 a.m. now. It's too early. So then I go back to my computer, look at my clock, and it's saying 6 a.m. again. Like, no. That should not be happening. That happened to my friend Shane. She goes by Glowing. She one day, about a month or 2 back, she had 1 p.m. Come up twice for her in the same day. Like, she was at work. She's like, wait a minute. Didn't I receive 1 p.m. already? Yeah.
So how long apart was it? About half an hour?
Yeah, about half hour, I would say.
Another little time loop?
Something, I mean, but no, I didn't take my pill too early because, I usually keep a good watch on the time when it's near for me, to take my pills.
Well, don't go double dosing.
No, I didn't. I didn't redo it. I'm like, yeah, no, I ain't gonna do another dose. So I'm like, okay.
Thanks, Earl. I'm just gonna mute you out. Another aspect that came up this last few days, one of the LMH members shared, and it clicked, pinged big time, was how frequencies are leaving. And she got a hit on this some time ago. And I'll try and describe it the way she did, which was that the basest, lowest, grossest frequencies, she was given a heads up, will be leaving. And that she wouldn't notice it at first because she doesn't resonate in that range. But once they do, as they start to leave and get higher and higher, she'll start to notice them once they're in her sort of personal range. She was then able to feel, she actually did feel when some of these frequencies were leaving, and then was seeing the evidence of it in, the media, I guess, and in certain events that were coming up. One of them coincided with, the Jimmy Savile and a lot of the pedophilia stuff that was coming out. And it's been an ongoing process since then, which for me correlates with the whole, the code of this construct is being slowly overwritten, whatever, with new code. And as these frequencies are being removed, deleted, whatever, anything and anyone who resonates in that range is going to feel it. Now, what she didn't say, but what I felt later on, kind of got a few little downloads around this myself, was that once a frequency is removed or deleted or whatever, if your own personal baseline frequency is in that range, that's where your choice point comes. That's when it comes, your personal choice point. Because you will no longer be supported in this environment to live in that range, to operate at that frequency. So it's a choice to either step up, raise your frequency, whatever, or leave. And I think that's what we've been seeing a lot of people, choice points. Now, some of the most recent ones over the last 2 months, starting in around July, was fear. And as fear was, we saw it play out. You see it play out a lot on Facebook. It's a great microcosm to watch.
You're freezing up every once in a while, Lisa.
Am I now? I'm the only one online, so it's kind of interesting.
Right when you said choice point, right after that, it froze, and then you unfroze for a second, then it froze again.
Okay, interesting. Okay. As a frequency is removed, if your baseline, your personal baseline frequency is in that range, if resonant with that, then I think that's when you come to a personal choice point to make a choice to either, and even though I hate the term, raise your frequency, or you have to leave because you will no longer be supported in this construct. You have to lift your game, exactly. And these frequencies are coming up and out from us, which is why there's been a lot of chaos and a lot of, what's the word? Drama and friction, because people are purging these frequencies if they've made that choice to step up. And around July was fear. Fear was starting to be removed. So a lot of people's fears were coming up to the surface, being expressed. And I think this is kind of how the merge happens, the rewrite happens, is that these lower frequencies will continue to be removed, and people will be continually faced with choice points to either purge themselves of these lower frequencies and step up, or step out. Apathy, interestingly enough, came up from two different sources. As like the next one, well, it was presented as, I feel like that's the next one that's going to be addressed, and then completely separately someone brought it up and said, let's address apathy. Because we are a pretty apathetic bunch for the most part, unfortunately. Which is going to, I think, really push the button on this whole observer, neutral observer mindset, because that can translate as apathy, or apathy can be disguised as I'm just being the neutral observer, because honestly I can't be fucked doing anything about it, or I don't care enough. So the two can get kind of confused. So I think, I think we might be seeing more conversations around being the neutral observer in the coming weeks as apathy is addressed or removed or whatever, stimulated. But it gave me, anyway, a really nice, simple visual for how the two are coming together, or how the old is being cleaned up, however you want to look at it. Many, many years ago, 10 probably, I got a very clear message that light will be shone in all the dark places. And that's, to me, another way of explaining that is that as these frequencies are being removed, they have to be seen. They have to come out and be cleared. And I know from my own experience with a lot of energetic modalities that when you're releasing a frequency, when you're releasing a certain energetic, it will, as we say, wave at you on the way out and brings things to a head. And for that reason, I think we are seeing, and may potentially see, a lot more drama play out, interpersonal relationships and all kinds of craziness as we clean ourselves up, as we get rid of these programs or frequencies or whatever you want to call them. yeah, there's a lot of weather manipulation happening right now, as being noted everywhere. The other thing that's being looked at is this: there is a haze, and I noticed it yesterday because it was being discussed with the members from all over the world that there's this haze in their part of the world, and I'm like, don't get it here, I'm not seeing it, until I went to the coast on Sunday and yesterday. Once, when you drive from where I am out towards Byron, you get to a point where it's a gorgeous lookout and you can see, you know, quite a bit of coastline and see the horizon and the ocean. And once from up that point, you could see this haze, and it wasn't sea haze. It wasn't that salt air haze that goes on, sea spray. And it went right back into the mountains. And depending on where you are in the world, there's different excuses for it. You know, it's either bushfires or fires or volcanoes, or, you know, there's plenty of reasons explaining this haze. But some are speculating that a lot of these fires have been started intentionally to have an excuse for this haze, or to cover up a lot of what's going on in the skies. There is a redness that's being noticed, whether it's in the sky itself. The sky itself is red. The sunsets and sunrises are very red. The sun itself can be very red. Red's the new colour, apparently. And whether that correlates with red is for the descent from Lulu, who knows? So we do have a lot going on. And it is getting very, very physical. It is getting very, very 3D. And the anomalies are everywhere. I know we've been chronicling anomalies in the sky for years, but the type has changed for me, and the frequency. And all I can say is this space that we're in, I don't have a visual for it or metaphor for it, like a pink sphere or anything, or a waiting room, but actually, that may not be true. Because about a week ago, I got the Rainbow Bridge, which is an image for me that has, you know, spanned the old and the new. I got that we were right in the middle of the bridge. I could see it both behind me and in front of me, like smack bang in the middle. So maybe that is my metaphor for where we're at. Anyway, hands up. I want to hear from you guys on what the last week's been like, what you've noticed, what's come up for you. Is it getting physical? And for those who follow the mainstream media, you know, is there a change out there in what you're seeing and what's going on out there? 2 hours of missing time a few days ago. Huh. Moon was orange. Of course you are, Charlotte. You're a quiet bunch today. No chemtrails, real clouds. Nice. Well, today's going to be a short call then. Been talking all weekend. Yeah, I know you have. Oh. Okay, JJ. Oh. There you go.
Ah, yes. I mentioned this a few days back. I probably had a members call or something. I was driving home, and I was at a sort of the top of a hill, and I could see the sun as it was setting, and it was freaking huge. I mean, way bigger, way, way, way bigger than I've ever seen it. I mean, like, what's that kind of stuff? And it was orange, red, gold, with touches of purple, and it was just, it was, the color was inviting. It was so intriguing and so sort of like suck you in. So it was very enthralling, actually, just the color, but the size was just, I mean, that's not normal sun size. I mean, yeah, it's close to the horizon, so you get a little bit of that amplification that way. And there's smoke from the fires up in BC and all that kind of stuff, and so that partially explains the color. But the size was just unprecedented. I've never ever seen the sun that big, ever, 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 ever. That was just unbelievable, almost. That's sort of what I've been noticing. And the moon last night was normal. It was almost full and setting when I was going to bed, and it looked just regular. I mean, it wasn't colored. It wasn't any of that. Just normal moon. So, and you would think, I mean, it was getting close to the horizon, so you'd think there'd be some color from the smoke.
Yeah.
I mean, all that. But nope. It was just regular.
I've noticed a few moon anomalies lately. Excuse me. The night that it looked like a soft-boiled egg that was on a flat surface, so the bottom of it was kind of flattened out, and it had different markings on it. There was no man on the moon. It was completely different markings that you could even see with the naked eye. And I did get the binoculars out, and it was just like, where did they come from? And then the next night, completely different shape. And very, very white, whereas it's had a different hue to it. And we've got no smoke over here. So there's nothing to explain the differences in colour like that. But yeah, the moon's been funky for me.
I mean, I've seen the sun be, yellow and white, all those kind of shades of color and stuff. But this was like an artist had taken his palette of colors and mixed up a bunch of stuff and swirled it all together and kind of just threw it at it. And it was like the range of colors was way beyond, way beyond normal, even for taking into account smoke and all the rest of that stuff. It was vibrant color. And I mean, you get bright color because that's what the sun is and all that, but the purple, the yellow, the orange, they were vibrant. And that's, you don't normally get vibrancy with smoke. Normally it mutes. It kind of fuzzes things out. It doesn't make it shine like that. So something's going on. What it is, I don't know. You're muted.
Sorry. This is the shot from 2:30 in the morning in the UK. This was the half of the sky that looked reasonably normal. It was, although to the naked eye, it still looked more blue than black. And then this is the other part of the sky that had a seriously red, and even in this photograph, you can see the red tinge to the sky. But again, according to the naked eye, it was quite red. And that's at 2:30 in the morning. So it's not like, dawn sort of light starting to come through. And here we've got a couple that we took yesterday. I don't know what to make of that. Can you guys see it?
That's cool.
Yeah. But what is?
What's that yellow thing coming up? My God.
I don't know. I have no
It
idea.
reminds me of the picture. It reminds me of the picture of Jenny, or what's
Gina.
her name? Gina, with her invisibility cloak engaged or something.
Yeah, so I don't know if what's coming up from me is a reflection of what's coming up from Jenny, or no idea. But that's the sort of stuff we were getting last night. So you'd take a photo and it'd be crystal clear, nothing there, and the next one would be like that. Mine looks like an emu. Yeah, that'd be right. And then there was this one. Now, there was nothing in the sky. Nothing. That shouldn't be there.
Wow. It really looks like an angel.
It does, doesn't it?
Or a dove.
So this was just a photo of Jenny and I on the shoreline, and that was caught in the sky, and there was nothing there. Not to see anyway, with the eye. But it was just a crazy night for photographs. So that's, that's all that was being taken. But we captured stuff all night. I don't know what's going on, but that stuff that's coming off, but more so the thing that's coming off me in that photograph, there's a lot of that in all the photographs coming off all of us and going off in different directions. And in some of them, you can actually see faces in these shafts of energy. That's kind of cool, but I have no idea what it means. Yeah, get your cameras out and take more pictures, because you have no idea what's going to show up. There's some of them that are just orbs everywhere. I mean, it was a beautiful spot. I haven't seen it with the eye at all. Okay, Earl, you've got your hand back up.
Yeah. So I've been getting like pains in my hips still and in my knees, and other people I've talked to have been getting pain in their hips and their knees. And, it's like our bodies are going through this weird transitional, like, whoa, what was that? Have you seen bright light go across your, or go across your wall there?
Probably reflections from outside.
Yeah, probably reflection, but that was cool. It almost freaked me out. Yeah, like these physical changes, like me having like this for the last 4 weeks now, like almost a month of this. Yeah, it did really look like an angel over that.
It did. Yeah, there is a theme I'm seeing with the physical stuff with people. Knees is big, hips is big, and intestinal or gastrointestinal.
Yeah, I've been getting some of that too.
Yeah, lots of purging is a nice way to put it.
Like when I eat a banana, like my stomach's like, oh, not this again.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but banana should be fine. Like, it shouldn't get an upset stomach or bananas. I've never had that till as of late. So yeah.
Again, is it just post the eclipse?
It was a little bit before the eclipse, but like this whole hip thing has been going on like even before, but it's gotten more heightened after the eclipse. I would say, you know, like I can't like I'll go to sleep, but I'll wake up in pain. So I'm like, okay, I'll stay up for a while. So like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Thanks, all. Okay. Comments too. That what was that one? A lot of people getting ghost pain on either side of the lower intestine, meaning no known cause. Left knees, given up. Yeah, feeling like you've done 10 rounds with Mike Tyson. I've heard that quite a few times. Yes to the knees. Hips. Yeah. It's like we did collectively we seem to have done that heart expansion thing. And I haven't heard of much in the way of heart pain lately. It's like it's moving down the body. Oh, so there is quite a few with the hip problem. Yeah, it's a realignment in itself, isn't it? Exactly. Financially tough fortnight's going fast, yeah. Yeah. So is anybody else still going through the heart thing? Chest pains or heart as, oh my God, I'm having a heart attack. Nope. Nope. No, it's all sort of stopped, isn't it? Moved on. Interesting. So when you look at, your law of cure, the holistic approach, it says that the body cures from the major to the minor organs, from within to without, and from top to bottom. So I'm wondering if that's what we're doing. Because there was, prior to the heart stuff, there was a lot of headaches, migraines, ear issues, sinus issues, a lot of head stuff. I wonder. But again, if we are going through a process of recalibrating to, like constantly stepping up, clearing these lower frequencies, we may get to yet another point where a big heart expansion is necessary or a big mental purge is necessary. So it may not be the last of it.
Lisa, this is Gina. There's been a lot going on, but it was like Sunday, I got hit with a migraine so bad that I took my migraine medicine, which I very rarely take because it puts me out. So I was down for 24 hours completely, and still feeling kind of wonky. But I was talking to Z this morning, and he was talking about the same thing, and in the same terms of our bodies adjusting and clearing so that we're able to take on whatever is coming, and the world as it is changing as we're bringing it in. So it seems like everyone's going through some part of it somewhere, but none of it feels negative to me. It just feels like a process.
Yeah, agreed. It doesn't feel negative, descend either. It does feel like a very deep clearing, cleansing, purging. And what was the word that came up, which was a good one? Recalibrating, retuning to something.
If I might.
Yes, you might, JJ.
Realignment was the thought that came to me. But this, what what Jenny was saying, or Gina was saying about the, God, where is that? I wrote my note. Oh yeah. In acupuncture, the way I perceive it is you're going through layers of an onion. In other words, at the outer layer, you've got certain pains or whatever, and you get through that layer, then there's another layer, and you go deeper and deeper and deeper until you finally get to root causes as opposed to consequences or symptoms, which are on the outer layers. But the idea is what you're doing is you're freeing up pathways for energy to flow from wherever it needs to be to where it winds up going. In other words, usually from the head down to the feet, but there's also a reflective thing that comes back from the feet back up. But the idea is that as you remove these pressure points, these points or places of congestion so the energy is blocked and has to reroute itself to get to where it needs to be. As you open up these blockages, then you can deal with greater and greater amounts of energy. It's like choke points. You remove the choke point, all of a sudden there's more flow capable. And that seems to be, at least in part, thanks to Jenny, triggered this thought that what we're doing is we're enabling our physiology at a bare minimum, but also our energy body and a bunch of other stuff to be able to handle greater amounts of flow. And that's what's inbound. That's what we're being immersed in. The energy levels continue to go up and up and up and up and up and up. And so we're in the middle of it. And so we either act as blockages to that flow, in which case we feel pain and discomfort and phantom thises and, weird stuff. Or as we open up those blockages, the flow doesn't cause problems. And so it continues to where it's supposed to be, to the feet, to, whatever's going on. So it kind of seems like this realignment, this retweaking, or this dialing our bodies into a more optimal or a more free-flowing energetic pathway is a way of looking at what's going on. I'm not saying it's all, but it pings me anyway. So what we're doing is performing acupuncture on ourselves, in a sense, whether we know it or not.
And micro, macro, if we are individually, you could say that we are individually holding like a meridian point in the body of the greater collective. And if we personally cause a blockage through our own resistance,
it's like getting in circuited more directly with less resistance.
It's like growing pains. We're growing into this new place we're trying to get to.
Yeah.
We're just growing into it. Have to change the body to do it. And we're all feeling it.
I think we've been feeling it for a long time. It's just maybe the focus is a little more intense, and so we're noticing it more, or it's, who knows. But I've been feeling it for years and years and years. This is, I won't say nothing new, because the kinds of specifics are new, but the general flow of it, in other words, certain pains come in certain times and in certain places of the body, and then they get relieved, and then other things pop up. That's real old.
But our awareness and sensitivity is what's increased, I think.
Exactly.
We're able to connect the dots a lot easier now between cause and effect. We're becoming so much more energetically sensitive to these things. And even people who, we loosely call asleep, are still feeling it. They're still talking about it. I mean, they might be going off to their doctor for a prescription for it, but they're aware of it. And the conversations that you're hearing people have in the street, in cafes, in shops, has changed. I think there's so many more, even just in the last 12 months, who are aware than there was even, like I said, 12 months ago. And even if they don't know what the answers are, they're asking the right questions, or they're starting to question. And a lot of us have been the crazy one in our families or groups of friends for years, and had people drift away. And again, we're experiencing that those people are coming back with I know you're going to know something about this. So that's happening more. So I don't know. We are becoming, from what I can see, collectively just so much more aware, so much more energetically sensitive, and can see through the illusion. And even now, it was just after the eclipse, or the day after the eclipse, I think, that I got the message very, very strongly. Can you see? Can you see? Can you see? Can you see now? And it was all about seeing through the illusion. And so I know that there's even more layers of this illusion to reveal itself. Just when you think, you've got a handle on what the world actually is, or where I fit, or what I am, or how it works, yet another layer is revealed. And that's a continuing process, and I think it's speeding up as well. And the message that I got early in the year about you've got to prepare your mind for what's about to happen, that feels like we are constantly on the edge right now, really pushing the envelope all the time at the moment to keep to get our minds around what we're seeing and feeling and sensing and what's being revealed.
Out in Bottville, on the Bottville presses, the media and things, we're seeing that a lot. The stories are stories that we've been talking about for a long time, but the Bottville people are starting to see them and becoming aware of UFOs, Mandela stuff, body changes, everything that we've been talking about. It's more and more and more out in the open out there in Bottville.
Oh, that's exciting. I mean, I was talking to my daughter the other day and coming up, talking about it, I said, have you heard about the Mandela effect? She went, oh, yeah. Have you heard about, oh, yeah, flat Earth? Yep. Reality is a construct. Yep. And these were, she and I haven't had conversations around this stuff for a while. It's unavoidable now. Ignorance is a choice. So, all right, well, if anyone doesn't have anything to share, we're going to call it early because I have a plane to catch anyway. I will post the photos that I shared, but I do have a couple more to share with you before we go. This is interesting. This was from Tula. So this is a photo of her sky with all the haze pointing at the sun, and you cannot see the sun.
Hi, Lisa.
Hi, darling.
Right, so it's so hazy and, quote, smoky here today you could not see the sun with your visible eye. But as I was walking back towards my unit, I look in the car window and you can like see a reflection of a light. Might have something to do with because I have those sun shield things in my front window that are like kind of silver on the back. It really did create kind of a mirror effect. But I took pictures also then of the sky. I couldn't even photograph the sun. That's how thick it was here. And it was so weird because my weather app said, or Cortana said that the weather today was smoke. Okay, that's a type of weather now. And then my regular local weather app says partly cloudy, but when I go look at their radar, it shows 0 clouds for like a whole state around me.
So that is all supposed to be smoke haze.
Yeah. And they're saying it's from, okay, 1 minute, from wildfires, but all the local fire is contained. So then they're saying, oh, it's blowing in from like Washington. Which doesn't really make sense because the wind is blowing the opposite direction that it would take to require smoke to come from the west. We're having like an easterly wind today. I don't know. I notice things like this.
Yeah, you're not supposed to. Head down. Head down.
Yeah. So I don't know what that source of light was because honestly, that was at like 11 a.m. in the morning and the sun shouldn't have even been to the north. That was facing due north.
Oh, really?
You know, that also doesn't make sense. So I don't know what sunset is going to be like here tonight, but if it's weird, I'll get some pictures.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah. All right, I'll mute.
No answer.
I thought you might find that
Question.
curious.
And JJ, did you want to say something?
I just forgot to mute. Sorry.
Oh, okay. And Claire, did you have something you want to say?
Well, I just thought that since this is such a powerful group, that maybe we could just take like even just 3 minutes to imagine a protection around the East Coast so that Irma goes out to the ocean. I mean, I've been doing that with my mind, but I'm just one person, and I just don't want this huge thing to happen. And they keep because they're projecting it into everybody's minds. I believe that they're creating an intention through people listening to this horrible projection, and that if we could all just, even for 1 minute, just imagine Irma going right out going to the east into the ocean away from the East Coast.
Well, you've just got a bunch of people doing it right now.
If I might,
Yep.
one augmentation to that intent. Flip your amygdala and imagine the storm dissipating. It doesn't have to go anywhere, it just disappears. It just
Right, that's even
loses
better.
energy. So
Right.
you don't have to steer it, just imagine it evaporating.
Yes, that's better.
Done.
Thank you. In no time.
Yeah. And it only does take one.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. All right, guys. Thank you. Short and sweet.
I missed the first 10 minutes, Lisa. I'm being nosy. Where are you going?
Oh, it's my daughter's birthday. So I'm being taken down to spend time with her birthday.
Nice.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to her.
Oh, I will pass it on. Thank you.
Thank you.
Off to Fiji for coffee. Yeah, I wish. Members, see you tomorrow. Lots more photos to share. And everybody else, have a great week. See you next week. And bye for now.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.